Welcome back to the Weed Cap. This is Caleb. With me, as always, is my lovely, striking fiance, Lauren. Say hello to all the folks at home, Lauren.
Hi.
Speaking of hi, guys, this is going to be
It's gonna be a doozy.
This is going to be a doozy of an episode, and the reason for that is, number one, I am anxiety-inducing high.
Yeah.
I'm
Which is never good.
Yeah, I'm seeing things through a fisheye lens right now.
Yeah.
We were not planning on having to do this, but this episode, this is take 2 because the audio was messed up on the one that we recorded initially. We watched this movie
2 days ago?
Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night, and the audio file got messed up, so we're going to go back through it. So we do have a synopsis pulled up because not only are we high now, we were high.
Yeah, but I think I got a pretty good handle.
Yeah,
on it.
Lauren.
I think I got a pretty good handle.
Lauren, I love Lauren to death, but sometimes she just has this blind confidence. And you nailed the scenes that I asked you about earlier, because earlier
yeah, but you
were
wouldn't
like,
let me continue. You're like, save it for the bot, save it for the bot, and here I am, ready to go. And now you're doubting me.
I believe in you. I believe in you always.
Okay.
I'm your champion. But I just you don't particularly care about movies like this.
Right.
Like this. I think you would agree this is a pretty good movie for the time.
This
It's the best movie we watched so far.
Yeah, I'd say it was the most interesting. Like, it kept me... It
What?
kept me... What? No. It kept me actually, like, interested. I wasn't like, oh my god, when is this movie going to end?
I asked your father about it
Oh, of
because
course.
Saturday morning I went and helped your father with something, and I was like, hey, have you ever seen this movie? And he was like, yeah, it was a piece of shit.
Well...
He said, yeah, it came out, he fights crime, I didn't like it. Piece of shit. That's
Which
what he
is
said.
crazy, because he loves crime movies.
Yep. But I don't think it's a piece of shit. Ladies and gentlemen, this week's movie, the 1990 cult classic, Darkman,
Starring...
Liam Neeson. And
the lady from Fargo, which I don't know.
And the pregnant lady from the movie
Her
Fargo.
name.
Fargo's a great movie. Believe me, we'll talk about
Please.
that at some point.
Don't
But
get us started on
that
Fargo.
I'm a big Fargo head. Okay. So anyway, she's already cut me off. That's alright. I need it. I'm that hot. I need to be put in line.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson,
Main character energy.
who, real quick, I trying to find the facts for this episode. I found a couple of different things, and this may be of note.
Is it about his age? Because he looked old as shit. And then I was like, how old is he? Because
He's
he's been
38.
old in every movie.
No, it's not about his age.
Oh.
Maybe this does have to do with his age. There is surprising amount of like public domain photo, like Getty Images. I guess that's the opposite of public domain. They own that photo.
Right.
But like the photos that like paparazzi
Stock
photos. Yeah, there's like a surprising amount with Liam Neeson having pissed his pants.
What?
Yeah, a lot have him having pissed
That
his
might have
pants.
to do with his age. I think as you get older, it's harder to hold it.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it. And then the other thing is that he allegedly, and I saw a picture of it, and it was a doozy.
Allegedly.
No, I mean, I saw a picture of this behemoth.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you talking about...
We got a regular Huey Lewis. Got a regular Huey Lewis going on.
What?
I mean, like a knee slapper. There's a
Ew.
scene of him running, and his soft penis could have turned a corner before him.
What?
I mean, yeah. Oh
was
my
he wearing
god.
loose pants? How can you see it?
Oh, he was naked.
He was naked?
He was
How do you
naked.
know it wasn't a prosthetic?
I think it looked like an old movie. There was a lot of bush. I don't think it was because there also came up some articles like Liam Neeson Liam Neeson has a gigantic penis, like all this stuff.
Oh my god, you were searching. What were you searching? Liam Neeson penis.
No, it was like Liam Neeson
Google
facts.
is going to be interesting.
No, actually, you know what? I said Liam Neeson pee because I wanted to find more photos. And then
before you could put the H, it filled in with the E, and then an N and an IS.
No. No, I googled like Liam Neeson pee, and then it was like Liam Neeson pisses his pants with his giant cock, and then...
Oh, why? Does it have to be giant for him to pee his pants? Why is he peeing his pants?
I think he likes to drink. I think he really likes to...
He just can't hold it in there.
I pissed my pants drunk once, believe it or not.
I believe that.
Oh, thanks.
I mean...
I drank a lot of red wine. I felt
Red wine?
Yeah, it was all that was available to me at the time. It was Alamo's red wine.
That's
Got me a
gross.
bottle of Alamo's. Got me a jar full of weed. I had someone buy me 2 bottles of red wine specifically because of a Palmer Square song where he says I got 2.
And you weren't old enough to drink.
No,
Legally.
and I drank it, and I fell asleep on a couch, and I woke up in the morning, and I had absolutely pissed my pants on the floor.
Wow.
So,
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so this is Darkman. This is Darkman. So Darkman came out. I got the date right here. Sorry, guys.
You already
like I
said it, but I forgot it. It's 19...
I know, 1990 is the year it came out. August 24th, 1990. This is a summer movie. And the number one song on the charts when this came out was number one... Oh, sorry. The number one song when this came out was Vision of Love by Mariah Carey. This movie came out 33 years, 11 months, 26 days ago. It was not a leap year. And the Chinese zodiac was horse.
I was not alive yet, neither were you.
No, we were not alive.
We're not yet to our birth years.
So, Liam, the film opens into, I believe, a scene of gangsters in a giant warehouse.
There's a bunch of people in a giant warehouse, and they're cracking jokes.
The gangster who's standing there, the gangster boss, his name is Eddie Black.
Okay, which is weird because he's a black man.
He's
I
a
don't
black
know why
man.
they named him that. With a very deep voice.
Well, he's complaining on the phone that someone's encroaching on his territory.
Right. Well, no, someone's coming in. It's obvious that there's going to be a fight.
A turf war. He's been squeezed out.
So anyway, this gang of people show up. These gang of, I don't even know, degenerates. And one of them has a fake leg, a bum leg. And the guy asks him, "Is that a fake leg?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." And he says something like, "I dated a girl with a fake leg once." He was like, "What happened to her?" What did he say? He said,
broke it off.
I had to break it off.
Yeah.
Anyway, it wasn't even that funny. Then a shootout happens, and guess what? Motherfucker's leg was a gun. Whole time. Wasn't even a fake leg, it was a gun. So then the craziest part is that there's storage units or like storage containers in this warehouse. Cars with men in them and guns start flying out of these containers, and everyone's getting shot.
3-piece suit drive-by.
Everyone's getting shot except for the main boss. I'm not sure why. Oh, I know why, because they're going to torture him.
Mm-hmm. Because the main villain of this movie, whose last name is Durant.
Yes.
I remember that because I was thinking Kevin Durant, KD. But then, so anyways.
He's got strikingly strange eyes. Like, they're like blue-green. They're crazy eyes.
And maybe the worst haircut I've ever seen on a motherfucker.
Oof. Yeah.
It is... like,
it's bad. I think he was in a Harry Potter movie. I'm not gonna... Don't hold me to it, but he looks like he's been in something.
Yeah, he played a fucking ogre or something.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He's got, like, the oppressed woman haircut bangs.
He does. He's got
but he has, like, the micro
bangs.
version of it because the rest of his hair is short as well.
No, those are called micro bangs, babe. But, like, across...
Yeah, you don't gotta tell me about micro bangs, please.
Okay,
I have long, luscious hair, okay?
Okay. Anyway, so after this shootout, Mr. Durant goes up to Mr. Black and essentially cuts all of his fingers off with a fucking cigar cutter, which was shocking to me. I mean, he didn't do it because this is 1990, so the man is just bending the fingers down. You know what I mean? They didn't have grease screen gloves. They didn't have nothing fancy like that.
Thank you for clarifying that the actor didn't actually cut the actor's fucking fingers off.
No, I'm saying it was very obvious.
Well, oh yeah, he was just
like it was just like
there was no CGI, there was no effects.
It's 1990. It's like old school. It was very nostalgic. This whole movie was very nostalgic.
Yep, and it's come to find out later because this is an unimportant detail, but it's kind of crazy, is that Durant he collects his enemies' fingers.
Yeah, that gets him off. Some of them have rings on them. Some of them are painted. I didn't like that.
As a feminist, if I ever heard of one. I was fine with all the men fingers.
No, dude, they were men's rings, too. It wasn't just women's rings. Didn't you see there was, like, a class ring? Dude, okay.
I don't know the difference between a men's ring and a women's ring. Let's move on.
You know anything about fashion?
Oh, I know plenty about fashion, sweetheart. Jealousy's a disease.
Look in the mirror.
Jealousy's a disease. Get well soon. So, anyways, then we cut hard to a
scenes.
science lab where we are greeted. Shut the fuck up.
Liam Neeson.
We are greeted by Dr. Peyton Westlake, Liam Neeson, as he's doing various experiments with artificial skin cells. The first thing we see is a fake nose that he has. He types.
He has an assistant.
He types. Yeah, Yamatoro.
No, Yakatito or something.
Yakatito. Okay. Not that fucking
that
different.
right?
Yeah, it is. Yakatito is right, but geez. So, he types codes into this computer, and this computer gives you the worst animation of a CAD program or something. 3D printing, essentially.
Right. But
And-
1990 version.
And then a nose. But then they time it, and always at 99 seconds, the nose melts away.
Deteriorates to nothing.
Just melts away.
Can't figure it out.
And
Can't figure out what happened.
it should also be noted that this lab is under his apartment, his very cool loft apartment.
That is weird. He works and lives in the same place. It's never disclosed like who he works for.
He works for himself.
Just
He's a scientist.
doing it. Well, where is he getting the funding?
Well,
Private investors? Is that how that works?
I hadn't even thought about that, but I'm
I've
assuming
been
there's
thinking that the
some
whole
sort of.
time. I've been thinking that the whole time. Is the government?
I've
paying
been
for him
waiting
to
my
do this?
entire life to use the phrase Halo investor.
Oh wow!
And I think maybe Dr. Peyton Westlake had a Halo investor. I learned that term on Shark Tank.
Wow!
And I'm pretty sure it means that when there's just an angel, there's an angel with a
like
lot
an
of money who
angel.
just is blessing people
Damn, we
with
need
their
one of
dreams.
those.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You see, Sharks, it's a podcast where I've eaten edibles on a Monday evening, and now we're talking about a shitty movie from 1990. But a good shitty movie. I want to make that very clear to you folks at home. So anyways,
Peyton is
his
a
girlfriend-
scientist, and he has a girlfriend named Jules something. I think it's just Jules. Julie is the pregnant lady from the woman from the movie Fargo.
And she comes to the apartment, and she has a memo, that she's hiding.
She's like, I found this memo, and I think it's something important.
And then the IMDb says these two share a romantic evening together.
They do.
What they're doing is they're laying on the couch, each holding a glass of white wine, and they're going through a shared slideshow of photos of them from when they were children.
I don't know why. Yeah, it's
So
very strange.
maybe they're related. Maybe they're... Who knows? But then...
But next, what does he do?
He lays some pipe. He lays some serious Liam Neeson pipe.
Yes, okay, they have sex. It's not even a good sex scene. You don't even see anything. You just see the afterwards where he's giving her aftercare, which is nice, good for him, but
Aftercare?
Yeah, he was rubbing her on her shoulders and shit.
Okay, well, first of all, let's back it up because there's a quote that he says. What's the quote?
He goes, let's dance.
Yeah, as he's about to insert, he goes, "Let's dance," and I found that to be very.
It's literally
very motivating. I found that to
watch
be
the movie and you'll know.
If you say let's dance, but you're about to lay it, it's going to be crazy because if you're saying let's
of this is that you're focusing on the sex scene that literally does not even show them having sex.
Oh, he was about to.
It doesn't even show them. You see them behind.
You could tell he was about
behind
to.
a screen. They're not even fully undressed.
And you could rest a drink on his bulge. You could set a drink on his bulge.
You can't see shit, guys. Let's be real. You can't
could see everything. And I just want to say, this is the last thing I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, please.
And then I'll move on.
We have to move on to the next scene because that's crazier than this shit.
This is the last thing I'm going to say.
What?
Is that if a guy has the balls, you know he's got a serious hog on him if he has the confidence to say, let's dance. Moving on, Lauren. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Glad
I believe
that we spoke so...
Julie noticed that the memo is connected to the shady dealings of her boss, Louis Strack. And she goes to see Louis to confront him. And
on her way out the door, Liam Neeson chases after her and proposes to her with no ring. Just as you know what? We should get married. And she's like, I like living on my own. And he's like, but when you answer the phone when my grandma calls, you don't have to pretend it's the wrong number. What is that? What does that mean?
Because he doesn't want his grandmother to know
That he's sleeping with random women?
That he's dancing with women all over town.
Okay.
Let's dance.
And what does she say to him? She goes, I gotta think about it.
Yeah, she says, I gotta think about it. Which is, when I proposed to you, you told me to shut the fuck up. This is what you said, so... I don't know.
It was a shock. I was in shock.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, people say things, she might have been in shock.
Yeah, but there was no ring even.
But no, I had a ring.
No, I'm saying Liam Neeson had no ring.
Right, but I think it was one of those spontaneous things, and like, believe me, the ring is a process.
Yeah.
The ring is a process. So he was feeling overcome and want to marry her,
and he just did it. And she said no, though.
She didn't say no. She said, "I'll let you know."
She did say yes.
Yeah. So anyways,
she said, "I have more important shit to do. There's illegal happenings happening."
Westlake returned to his scientific work as the timer closes in on 99 minutes because he's got one cooking up. He's got a nose cooking up, and
then what happens? The
power surges. The lights go out, and
Yakatito
goes.
He calls the time. He says it's 99, and then they say, "Wait." 100,
and it's a big deal.
Their
and
nose
then
is still alive,
they deduce through scientific reasoning.
He goes, "What could it be?" And he looks around.
Yep.
And what is it? It's dark in there.
That's the lights are off, so it's they can make synthetic organs and skin and all that shit, but it's sensitive to it can last 100. In the light, it'll last 99 minutes. I think.
Right.
But in the dark, it can go
a little longer.
It can go all night long.
So.
Let's dance all night long.
So anyway, he's working in this lab, and all of a sudden, he gets...
Durant appears.
And his minions, his gangster
and his
gang.
bangs.
They come in, and they are tearing shit up.
They're demanding that memo.
Yeah.
Because Louis Strack, the councilman...
Who his girlfriend works for.
Yeah, has got some shady dealings with Mr...
And they don't want anyone to know about it.
Mr. Durant. Yeah, so they're trying.
How did they even know the memo was there?
Because she told Louis Strack.
We forgot this part, guys.
Yeah, I was trying.
This was like 3 scenes ago.
I know. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I'm fucked up.
You don't even remember this
edible.
movie.
Because I've been doing live resin. I hit an edible. It's just been a night.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. They found where the memo was. They found Peyton.
And they're interrogating him about it. But
but they're also beating the shit out of him. He's not really getting a chance to respond.
Well, because he genuinely doesn't know about it, really.
No, he doesn't even know what the hell they're talking about. He keeps also calling it the momentum, or like the memendum.
Memorandum.
Oh, yes, thank you, the memorandum.
Yes.
What is that?
The momentum. The memorandum. It's what memo is short for.
No.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? You work in an office just like me.
I have never sent a memo in my life.
Oh.
So, and I've worked in multiple offices. Never had one.
His memo sounds so much more fun than email.
Oh.
Send him a memo.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, Liam Neeson, Peyton, is getting beat to shit. His little assistant, Yakatito.
Yakatito.
Yeah, he's getting actually suffocated by a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And all Peyton / Liam Neeson has to do is tell him where the memo is. He doesn't know. So what happens? Yakatito gets shot.
Yep. They pop a cap.
And you really do think that they're gonna let Liam Neeson live, but
nope. They attempt to kill him. They push him into a machine that's electronic,
like a vat of acid almost.
Well, no. First the machine.
I know, but it's like a machine holding a vat of acid.
Electricity that's pumping electricity into some liquid.
It's very strange.
And he grabs the coils and it melts all the skin off his hands. And then they dip his head into the acid.
Yes.
And
they pretty much think that he's dead at that point. So while they're on their way out, they do a little flippy flip of some gas.
On a stove.
Some flammable gas.
Yeah.
And then they set a little timer that is a bird and put a lighter down. And essentially when this bird runs out, the bird hits the lighter, everything goes kaboom. And Liam Neeson's trying. He's trying to make it not go kaboom. But let me tell you.
He's crawling. He doesn't get there.
He gets right to it. And then that motherfucker springs through the roof.
It explodes. And when it explodes, there is a
he flies.
1990s animation of him flying out of an explosion into a body of water.
I mean, is he in New York? Is it the Hudson River?
So they say it's an unidentified city, and like some of the buildings are clearly Los Angeles in the background.
Okay.
But like the scenes at night are very Gotham-y.
Yeah.
Like I think it's meant to be unidentified because they borrowed from each city. Los Angeles and New York and Gotham and whatever the fuck. So
long story short, he ends up in the river. We think he's dead because the next scene is his girlfriend at a funeral.
Yep.
And they say the only thing that they found was an ear.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all very sad.
Some fish made a meal out of that dong. That big old, probably fed a fish family for fucking 4 days.
Okay, all right.
So anyways, I'm sorry. I think I've had a dick joke on every episode.
So
I gotta stop.
So then we span to...
He's in the hospital, and a woman is giving a tour of the hospital, and she's talking about how there's a bunch of homeless men who come in burned and...
Unidentified men. Come in just injured and messed up. And this one particularly is so injured and messed up that they had to perform some sort of procedure where he feels no pain.
Yep, they sever the nerves that transmit pain impulses, which relieves him from the pain from the damage to his hands and his face.
Yes. Actually,
however,
he has very strong emotions, particularly rage.
There's a serious side effect.
Particularly rage.
Anger and rage become amplified, and he also becomes physically stronger as well. And while she's giving the tour to these people and explaining this procedure, to show that he feels no pain, she just stabs him with a pin in his chest, and he just doesn't react.
He gets flashbacks, though, of him being beaten, and that sets him off, guys. Mm-hmm. So what does he do? He escapes. He dons a raincoat that he finds a raincoat in the dumpster, which fits him. And he's got his face all wrapped up. So looking like a mummy,
that'll be like the episode cover is his face wrapped up, so you guys can see what the Darkman looks like.
It's really scary.
He goes to try to find his girlfriend, but
he does find her.
Yeah, but he's burnt and homeless.
She's scared of him, and also he cannot talk. Like it's not good. It's all muffled and
there's some obviously
he's jacked up.
He exploded out of a fucking building, you know.
Right. So he's sad. So he goes back into his old
lab factory,
and he tries to salvage what he can. Up. He's looking for whatever he can take. And then he goes off to some condemned warehouse where there's a kitty cat. Mm-hmm. Cute cat.
And he uses his computer system.
Yes. He starts
and an old burned photo of his face.
Yes.
To make a mask of himself. But it's going to take so long to print it because it's such a big mask.
It literally is his whole entire face.
So first he decides he's going to get some revenge.
Yeah, he's like, well, also, keep in mind, the skin thing, he's still working on the skin thing, and their skin is still not lasting longer than whatever, 99, 100.
Yeah.
So, like, he's got this plan, but he also has to figure that out, and he's also getting revenge, and it's just like, he's working.
So he decides he's going to get his revenge, and the first person he targets is one of Durant's henchmen.
Yeah.
Named Rick.
It was the one that killed Yakatito.
Yes. He kidnaps him and takes him into the sewers.
Yeah.
And he...
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and he tricks him into revealing who Durant is, because at that time he didn't know. And then once he gets the answers...
He pops that motherfucker out of a sewer drain in the middle of a road.
Right through a manhole cover, and then he holds him there as cars go by. For like 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, he doesn't get hit for a while, which is kind of crazy.
Until he's hit with the wheels of a semi-truck and it kills him.
Yeah.
But Dr. Westlake, then he has like an epiphany that he can use his technology to reproduce the faces of the thugs.
Of these bad guys and get revenge on them in a different way.
So he first imitates another of Durant's men named Paulie. He drugs him.
Yeah.
And then goes to take his place at like a money drop.
Yeah.
To collect money for Durant, like the Sopranos would pick up collections.
Yeah, they're out there running. I think that's the whole scheme that they're in. They're like going after local businesses,
like extortion.
Yeah, exactly.
So he goes to the money drop, pretending to be him, and he steals the cash.
Right.
So Durant never gets the money. He goes to Paulie's apartment where he finds that Paulie's
literally just been sleeping all day.
And Westlake, the Darkman, had planted 2 plane tickets to make it look like him and Rick, the first henchman,
the first guy that he killed,
who's disappeared, were running away with the money.
Yep.
So Durant throws Paulie out the window.
Oh yeah, he died.
And Westlake was sitting on like a fucking bench outside,
wearing this man's face.
Wearing this man, dressed like this man.
He literally still looked like him.
And then a woman looks at the dead man and looks at him and then starts to scream because they're the same people. But I guess this bitch has never heard of twins.
You're right. I would immediately assume, oh my God, that's your brother. Why are you freaking out?
Yeah.
But he does start to freak out, not because this lady is screaming, but because his face is literally bubbling off of him and he's running out of time to get the mask off.
Yeah, and so he finally goes home. He's not sure what to do.
Which home is an abandoned warehouse, by the way.
Yes, with the kitty. So his computer finally does his own face, and he's able to meet her. He goes to find Julie, his girlfriend.
He meets her in the cemetery, right? And I'm pretty sure she thinks he's a ghost.
Yeah, but he tells her, she doesn't believe it. He tells her he had been in an institution in a coma.
Working through his injuries and shit or whatever.
Right, because he was so severely fucked up, but he's keeping the date short because there's only an hour.
There's only an hour with his face before it bubbles away to nothing.
Right.
Also, I'd like to point out that he asks her in the cemetery if she would love him if anything were to be wrong with his face, and she's like, oh, I don't know, Pate.
Well, she goes, well, I don't know why you're asking. It's not important. And then she says, she
said that first. And then she's like, but it doesn't matter, because look at you.
Right. You're handsome Liam Neeson.
This poor man.
Yeah. And then, so he's keeping the date short. He's got an hour, and that includes, commute time.
Yeah, he's basically running away from her
after
99 minutes.
Running up and, enjoying a microwave meal, and then bebopping back to the warehouse to eat beans out of a can and over a fire in a barrel, whatever other.
It's really not ever discussed what he's eating or how he's sustaining, and also never. What did he do with the money he stole?
That's a good question. Well, he takes Jolie to the carnival,
right?
And he's cheated out of one of the prizes that he's trying to win for her.
Oh, he took the money and took her to the... Oh, no, he lost his mind.
Yeah, he broke a carny's fingers and was screaming to take the fucking... He was trying to give her the elephant. He's like, take the fucking elephant. And that's another thing we need to talk about, is that Liam Neeson sometimes has an accent in this movie.
Yeah, he's not very good at holding... he's sometimes American and sometimes he's... What is he, Scottish? Irish?
He's English. I think he's just British.
Well, sometimes it comes out and you're like,
Yep, so...
Take the fucking elephant!
He breaks his fingers, but then his face begins to decompose.
Literally bubbles away. He runs away.
Runs away. She calls...
She follows him. She's like, please, let me see. What's going on? She finds the face bubbling away, and she finally puts two and two together, like, oh my God, this is why you're not hanging out with me longer. You've got a weird thing going on. And then he's like, don't look at me. And she just goes away, doesn't she?
Yep. And then now he's focused on Durant with the microbang Durant.
Yeah, he's like, there's a bigger problem afoot. So what does he do? He steals Durant's face.
Yep, steals Durant's face and then he robs a convenience store to make sure that his face is seen.
Yep, and actually, I'm pretty sure in the security footage, he goes, I'm Robert Durant.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he does.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so then he gets arrested. The real Durant gets arrested, and then Westlake goes to a meeting
on his behalf with his little henchman.
With the Chinese gangster Hung Fat.
His name is Fat Hung, I think.
No, it's Hung Fat. It's Hung Fat, yeah.
It's terrible.
Fat Hung is worse. What are you talking about, dude? What the fuck?
Either way, it's bad.
Because fat could be used to describe the hung. Hung fat. But fat hung.
Yeah, dude, fat hung means better.
It means better.
It's only one thing. Fat hung.
Oh, that boy. Oh, Liam Neeson's fat hung.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's hung fat. You know?
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I appreciate you going, whoa, because it is. You never know.
Anyway.
So, anyways.
He's at this meeting with Hung Fat.
Yeah, the man Hung Fat owes Durant a bunch of money but can't pay him. But then Durant takes a cigar and burns himself.
Yeah, trying to be all cool. Because it's Liam Neeson because he can't feel any pain. But it's really Durant. And so the Hung Fat's like, oh my gosh, I got you. I'll pay you right now.
Yep, so he gets the money. But then when he's going out the revolving door, the real Durant... and they run into each other in the revolving door.
And then it's a funny little scene where it's like, shoot him, no, I'm not real, you're real.
And that scene of the 3 Spider-Men pointing at each other
Yes.
goes on for way
So
too long.
Too long.
Like literally like 4 minutes.
Way longer than it needed to.
Of them like in a street in Chinatown going like,
just like, don't shoot him, and then also they are shooting, and it's like a parade and shit. I don't know.
So then what happens? Louis Strack, Julie's boss, his girlfriend's boss, orders Durant to find and kill Darkman.
Yeah, because.
Yep, and then so they kidnap Julie because she's their bait. They're using her as a bait, as a distraction, and
they knew she'd find her.
Yep.
Find him.
Yep, and then pretty much they take him to like the top of this building. You know?
Is it his warehouse? I can't remember.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was like a skyscraper or some shit.
Okay.
Takes him to the top of the skyscraper. They're fighting. Darkman's just kicking everybody's ass, but he's worried about Julie.
He's extra strong because he's mad.
Yeah, and then he hooks like Durant is in a chopper. He hooks a hook to a chopper, and it blows up a bridge and blows them all up. And then that's pretty much it. One thing. When he's rescuing Julie, he gets shot with a nail gun through his hand, and he like Jesuses. Like, oh shit!
Oh my god!
My bad. My bad, people. Knocked over a cup.
He startled us.
Sorry about that. And so basically,
careful.
Darkman rips his hand out of being pinned to the wall and throws Strack off the building. So Julie wants a piece of his ass now, because even though he's disfigured and looks like a ghoul, some sort of fucking burn victim.
Looks like a mummy. I'm sorry, but the majority of this movie, I'm like, this is either The Walking Dead or a mummy.
Mm-hmm. And so she walks down there, and they're in an elevator coming down the building, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't be with you because I'm Darkman now." And she's like, "What's Darkman?" He's like, "I'm Darkman." And then he he runs away, puts on a face. That face is Bruce Campbell.
Right.
Who's a famous actor from Army of Darkness,
sure.
Burn Notice.
Okay.
And he's seen in the crowd and he just walks away. And that's the end of that movie. And overall, people, it's a shitty movie from 1990, but it has a really good blend of, it's like self-aware.
Yeah.
It's not like...
It's not trying to be something.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of funny... Like, the dude collects fingers. Like, it's not... It's an over-the-top comic book movie that in 1990... I saw somebody commented that it didn't have an audience back then. Because back then, superhero movies were viewed as for children or stuff like this.
Like Marvel didn't exist back then. I mean, it did, but not in like the way that it is now.
Right, and like they were all viewed as children's movies, but like this was a rated R movie. It was technically a superhero type movie. You know, he's like... And
bad guy, good guy.
Yep, but it was dark. It was dark and gritty, which I liked.
Yeah.
A lot of cursing.
They cursed.
Yeah, but I think people
guns,
should. I think people should check this out.
Had guns.
So let me.
Didn't you say it has like a cult following?
It does have a cult following. Yeah, there are a lot of people who dress like this person to go to Comic Cons and all that bullshit. All that's happy horse shit. So I got some trivia for you here. You got to guess which one is fake.
Which one is fake?
Yes.
Okay.
Which one is fake? Okay.
Not which one is true, which one is fake.
Yep, yeah, which one is fake? Give me 1 second here. Bear with me. Sorry, folks. Everything's fucked up. I threw away my notes from the first one. So, this was Liam Neeson's first starring role in an action film.
Okay.
The actor who played Microbangs
mm-hmm.
was so embarrassed by his haircut that he essentially lived in the hotel that all the actors were staying in until filming was over, and then he promptly shaved his head.
I could see that.
Or looks-wise, Sam Raimi was interested in paying homage to the Universal monster movies like Frankenstein, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, and he took his inspiration from that.
I could see that. Okay. Well, I know the first one's true. I'm thinking the one in the middle where you said that the guy was so embarrassed by his haircut that he didn't leave. Although that should be true.
It is fake, but it should be true.
It should be true.
It should be
because
true.
if I had that haircut, I wouldn't leave either.
So I think that people should watch this movie. It's a pretty good movie.
It's got nostalgia to it. It like reminds you of your childhood if you grew up in the 90s.
Yeah, it's visually very 1990s.
Yeah.
Like you could pick it out of a lineup. It's like color wise, it's brighter than movies from the 80s. It's a bit clearer.
And the like special effects are actually pretty funny. Like they're cheesy, but at
the time they were probably pretty cutting edge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny.
Yeah, it's just a good sit down, eat some edibles, hit some live resin, sit down, make a night out of it. That's what we do. We have a movie date night a week. Sit down with your partner, get a little stoned, your friend, whatever.
Your dog, your cat.
Your dog, your kit, and just watch it. Just watch Darkman.
Yeah, I feel like you should at least watch it once. It's one of those movies where I'm like, I don't regret watching it. I'm not gonna lie, the first couple that you made me watch, I'm like, wow, I would never watch those.
Tune in next week because I got a great surprise for Lauren. Because what we're going to do, folks, or what I'm going to do, is just for some continuity, just for this first run until we get to current times, and then we'll go all over and do like seasonal shit. But for this first run, I am picking a movie from every year, every week. So we started with 88, 89. This is 1990. Next week will be a movie from 1991. And feel free to, suggest stuff to us. Yeah. If you have a movie from a year between 1990, I would say 1992 because I already have next week's picked out, to 2024, let me know and I'll put them in the spreadsheet. Do you have anything else you'd like to say there, El Breezy?
No, I have nothing else I'd like to say. Although, like I said, this was the one movie out of all of them that I was like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I definitely see why it has a cult following too. It's when you watch it, it's like one of those movies where you're like, oh, it makes sense that people appreciated this more as time went on.
Right. Yeah, I could definitely see how it flopped when it first came out.
I don't know if it flopped when it first came out. I'm not.
You didn't even tell us what.
I'm not sure if
how much did it gross.
Let me take a look. I do need to start doing that. I haven't done that yet, but I do need to start doing that.
You did it in the first episode.
I did the figures in the first episode?
I think you did, because Mac and Me was so bad that it was like...
Okay, so I got the box office. The budget was $14 million.
Wow.
And
is crazy.
The gross profit worldwide was $48,878,502. So, I mean, it pretty much tripled its money.
Yeah.
The opening weekend, it cleared about $8 million.
That's all you can ask for.
And in 1990, that's a lot of movie tickets. Because that's like 14 movie tickets right now.
Yeah, but like, what else were they going to do in 1990?
True. So anyways, guys, this is the Weed Cap. We hope you're enjoying this. Surprisingly, it seems like a lot of you, more than we expected, are enjoying this. Because like the listener views and stuff have been like overwhelming. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Only a couple subscribers, but that's okay. We're going to earn that, but we appreciate you listening, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks a lot. I'm Caleb, and this is my striking fiance, Lauren.
Bye.